Stay tuned for Central Indiana's most honored newscast from WTHR, Channel 13, Indianapolis. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
Of no time in the history of this county when there was a worse betrayal of the badge than that which is alleged in this case. And it's with a heavy heart that we bring this charge, and we will bring, I assure you, the full weight of justice to bear on these individuals.
The prosecutor promises justice, and the Indianapolis police chief wants to know if this is just the tip of the iceberg. Tonight, it's a bold move to find out if other IPD officers could be on the take. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Stair.
And I'm Ann Ryder. Police Chief Michael Zunk is asking the FBI and the DEA to help investigate officers accused of dealing drugs. Also, Prosecutor Scott Newman today formally charged Indianapolis Police Officer Myron Powell with murder, attempted murder, and robbery. Tonight, investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski begins our team coverage. The police investigate their own. Tonight's top story.
The controversy surrounding the Indianapolis Police Department does not end with this murder scene Friday night or today's formal charges against the suspects, Michael Highbaugh and IPD officer Myron Powell. Now, IPD's chief and the county prosecutor fear there may be more cops out on the street stealing and dealing drugs.
We would be wrong as investigators if we were to assume that this matter goes no further.
If there is any officers that are not performing to the standards that we expect of them as Indianapolis police officers, I'm going after them just as hard as I can.
Chief Michael Zunk says calling in the DEA and the FBI will help to flush out any other officers involved.
To make sure that every clue, every accusation, every anything is followed up to its fullest.
At the murder scene, police recovered a kilo of crack cocaine and $96,000 in cash. Meanwhile, Eyewitness News has learned more about Officer Powell. Records show disciplinary action dating back to when Powell first came on the force 7 years ago for things like not being truthful and insubordination. And other records indicate subpar performance. In all of last year, Powell only made 6 arrests while working his beat on the east side. Zunk says a supervisor should have known something was wrong a long time ago.
All kind of flags should have been going up to this whole guy's career. And nobody paid any attention to the flags.
If you were there back then and knew what you knew,
today I would have fired him.
And high-ranking police sources confirm that at least a half dozen other officers, IPD officers, are under investigation for possible drug-related activity. What will that investigation entail? We're told detectives here downtown will be looking at drug-related robberies in the city, talking to informants on the street, as well as talking with friends of Myron Powell that are on the force and other friends on the force that may have worked off-duty security jobs with Powell. This story is far from over. Reporting live downtown, Jeremy Rogowski, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
That really is remarkable, Jeremy. What our sources are telling us, as many as a half dozen, 6 other officers may be involved in drug activity?
That's a confirmation, and we look for more information the days to come in.
And do we know whether those 6 were working in collusion with each other, allegedly?
Don't know that yet.
All right, thanks. A lot more to investigate. Thank you, Jeremy.
And tonight, police say the other suspect in this case, Michael Highbaugh, is a friend of Officer Powell. Well, today we looked at his lengthy criminal record. That record shows a number of prior criminal convictions, including armed robbery, drug dealing, and forgery. Eyewitness News reporter Jane Harrington says the case began unfolding last week with a call for help from a wounded 15-year-old boy. And his survival story is quite a story to tell.
It is quite a story, in fact. 15-year-old Michael Ector told police how he and his cousin Kalela were in the kitchen when the 2 alleged attackers came in and shot David Harrison in the head. The youth says one of the men then shot him in the arm and grabbed a meat knife and stabbed Kalela. At that point, the teen says he simply played dead. And as soon as the attackers left, he reached for the phone.
911. Yeah, we have a robbery. I've just been shot. My friend just been shot. My cousin.
911, let me connect with the ambulance service. Don't hang up.
She's almost dead.
What's wrong with the person?
Somebody's just been shot and killed. My cousin's on the verge of dying.
Well,
I just been shot in my arm.
And tonight, that 15-year-old boy is doing just fine. His cousin, 20-year-old Kalela Ector, remains hospitalized in serious condition. John?
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Another major story we're following tonight. Tonight, the Indianapolis Colts and the city make a crucial pitch to the City County Council. Eyewitness News reporter Roger Harvey joins us live from the RCA Dome to tell us about tonight's major presentation to keep the team in Indianapolis. Roger?
And good evening. The Colts are hoping that yesterday's huge win here at the RCA Dome will carry over in tonight's City Council meeting. The counselors will receive a presentation from Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, an NFL representative, and the city negotiators involved with this whole package they're trying to put together to keep the team in Indy. Here are the main points that are going to be discussed with the counselors tonight. First of all, the Colts say that they will guarantee that they will stay here in Indianapolis for a minimum 10 years. Now, the lease is for 16 years, so if the team leaves in year 11 through 16, they will have to pay a huge penalty. Right now, that penalty has not been decided on yet. Obviously, the city wants the penalty to be higher than what the Colts want. The third point concerns city money. Right now, the city earns $8 million on the Colts for games here at the RCA Dome. Under this agreement that is now being worked out, the city would agree to give the Colts the $8 million in revenue that it gets off the team every year. Now, this will be presented to the City Council tonight, and the Council will be asked to approve a resolution which basically shows that in good faith and good spirit, the City Council agrees with how the negotiations are going. It's not binding at all. This by no means is a done deal, but it would be a step in the right direction, Ann.
Now, if the council takes that step and approves the framework of the deal, when could all this be made final, Roger?
Well, it'd be a main sign of encouragement, and so far I've talked to several council members, and it is expected to be approved, this framework, this resolution tonight. Once that is done, I'm hearing that it could be wrapped up within a week to 10 days, possibly by the end of the year, that we would have a letter of agreement, and then we'd have some technicalities that need to be worked out. But once we get this letter of agreement, which could happen by the end of the year, we should be in pretty good shape in terms of keeping the team here in Indy.
Okay, we got a crew at that meeting tonight. Thanks, Roger. We'll follow up at 11.
With two impressive wins by the Colts in the closing games of the 1997 season, some people are wondering if maybe Coach Lindy Infante will keep his job for next year. Dave Calabro is one of them. Dave?
That's a tough issue right now we're dealing with. You know, since about the midway point of the season, we've been hearing a lot of rumors that Coach Infante would be given a one-way ticket out of town. But right now, owner Jim Irsay not talking about the situation. He has other issues to deal with, like the dome lease. Coach Infante has 1 year left on his contract, so if the Colts want to make a change, it'll cost him around $500,000. Coach Infante is making it clear the only thing he's worried about right now is that season-ending game in Minnesota.
I'm not going to address any questions about my future here. That strictly is out of my hands. I'm going to coach the best way I can, but I don't want to get into any kind of discussion about my future.
And Lindy joked today he hopes to be around next year if a quarterback controversy develops, if the Colts get that first draft pick. As you see right now, Arizona gets the nod because they're tied with Indianapolis and they have the easier record, which is the tiebreaker at this point.
But even so, you get a good pick with one of the top two.
Right, exactly.
What does your gut tell you about Lindy Infante's future?
I'd be real surprised if he's still here when the season starts next year.
Even if they win next week?
I'd be surprised if he's still here. That's kind of what we've been hearing.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, next time you're down by the White River, you'll notice some sprucing up. Tomorrow morning, city, state, and federal officials sign a contract to allow the Army Corps of Engineers to begin a $84 million improvement project along the banks of the White River. Many Hoosiers run and walk on existing trails along the river.
New on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
New at 6:11, an Indianapolis congregation celebrates the memory of their leader and his wife 1 year after their murder.
And new at 6:20, the new Indianapolis school chief explains how he'll try to mend fences at IPS.
These stories and more, new on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
On the next Entertainment Tonight, John Travolta plays the president. She's his first lady.
Did you model yourself after Hillary Clinton?
A shocking bestseller is elected to the big screen, and only E.T. has the top secret details from Travolta's movie wife. Then, Michael J. Fox and his co-stars brave battle with cancer.
This guy's 50 years old, you just had cancer surgery.
Plus, the big hats, tight corsets, and glamorous gowns. The fabulous fashions aboard Titanic on E.T.
Monday at 7:30 on Channel 13 WTHR.
Closed captioning of Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Ameritech.
Now, with coverage you can count on from across central Indiana, John Stair, Ann Whiter, Bob Gregory's SkyTrack forecast, and sports with Dave Calabro. This is Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
1 year ago tonight, someone bound and murdered an Indianapolis minister and his wife.
Tonight, friends of Fred and Cleta Mathias gather to remember their ministry. The memorial service begins at 7:30. Eyewitness News reporter David McAnally joins us now from Northminster Presbyterian Church with the story. Still an unsolved mystery, David.
That's right, Ann. This is the congregation's annual Christmas Advent service, and it was after this very same service 1 year ago tonight that the pastor, Fred Mathias, and his wife, Cleta, arriving at their home, were murdered by somebody, murdered with an axe. That suspect then tried to burn down the house, police say, probably to hide the evidence. Police do have a suspect, but his alibi is holding, and they are short on physical evidence. Tonight by phone, the victim's son, Mark Mathias, talked about that.
It's very frustrating. I know it's been frustrating for myself and my family. I know it's very frustrating for the detectives and the police involved. The fact that there is an axe murderer walking around out there, with the police having a pretty good idea of who it might be, is very frustrating and I'm sure somewhat scary to a lot of people.
And Reverend Mathias' son says the coming holidays really do nothing to soften the family's continuing grief on this. Tonight, the service gets underway here at 7:30. We're on Kessler, just a little bit east of Keystone, and the community is invited, the church says. David McAnally reporting live from the north side, and we will have coverage tonight at 11 on Eyewitness News.
David, I know from some follow-up reporting I did, that congregation has remained strong in the face of all this.
They have, and they really have remained continuing supportive of the family, which actually lives back east.
Thanks, David.
I remember being there a year ago when they had a memorial service for Fred and Cleta Mathias. That church was full of people coming there to just share the moment with others from the congregation, and I suspect tonight will be a well-attended service as well.
Try to find some understanding. Thanks. Well, Bob's SkyTrack 13 forecast is next.
They say you can't fight City Hall, but it happens here on the net, Real TV. See how one angry citizen takes out his gun and fires at his representative. The council chambers are cleared and he's carted off to jail. Then think this guy's boss will believe this? An 8-foot-long alligator is parked under his car, and the 300-pound snapper's making him late for work. Plus, it's a boat, it's a plane, it's both. You shoot it, we show it on Real TV.
Monday at 7 on Channel 13, WTHR.
The penny, our nation's most pathetic coin. Even at Goodwill, where everything's low-priced, the penny's powers are limited. Pennies. They're heavy, they're noisy, and they have that funny penny smell. I believe in the future, society will give up on the penny, which is why Goodwill takes credit cards. Because if the penny gets it, can the nickel be far behind?
Goodwill. Good clothes, good prices, good idea.
Any day from now till the end of the year that you turn in a combination of receipts from Circle Center and downtown merchants totaling at least $200 and dated on or after November 28, 1997, you get one Jingle Bucks card, which gets you a $10 gift certificate next year. There are all kinds of reasons to go to Circle Center. Jingle Bucks is just one of them.
Some long-distance companies are making a lot of noise these days. Yet one company is listening to you. And while the others are busy shouting, Telco is busy bringing you the long-distance service you ask for. Introducing Telco Choice with low flat rates and no-nonsense savings just by dialing 10297 before the one area code and number. Sure, we could have made a lot of noise too, but all we did was listen. All you have to do is dial. Now you have a choice. Telco Choice.
Gregory's SkyTrack weather forecast, approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Boy, not a bad day. 2 in a row now with plenty of sunshine. We're not over with just yet. It was cloudy for long enough. Really no snow in our immediate forecast either, at least not here. Take a look at the Capitol and the downtown Indy area tonight. And our forecast as far as this evening is concerned, generally clear skies, 34 degrees, 11 o'clock will be the temperature out there. Right now, downtown we have 46, it's 39 at the airport. Southwest wind at 6, barometer 3014, that continues to go up. Our normal high this time of year would come in at 38 degrees as far as the number is concerned. Today we kind of broke that. We're going to continue to get milder, 46 the official high at Indianapolis today. 21 was our low this morning. Some of the weather watchers had temperatures cooler than that in the teens, but fairly mild throughout the midsection of the nation. Not a lot of snow left over, even down at Florida. They've been covered up and been getting showered for quite a while. 59 degrees there. Got to go out west. Phoenix and LA both 66 degrees. Get a cloud picture here and you can see what's going on out in the Pacific Northwest with some weather moving inland there, some clouds through the plain states in the Rockies. Finally, the circulation around Florida today, as most of it is moving offshore, giving those folks finally some relief. For us, not much in the way of clouds around at all. High pressure will continue to dominate our weather for most of the week, so that really means good stuff for us. This milder southwesterly flow, have this cool front that'll be moving in behind it though. Right now 39 here. Look at St. Louis, 52 degrees over there at the present time. This will be our future track, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you can see the movement of the cool front coming ever closer to us. High pressure down near the New Orleans area, so we take it through the overnight period Tuesday night on into Wednesday. And here's the story: the front moves through the area, might be a couple of clouds with it. That really is about it, and that's going to happen through the overnight period because there's not much in the way of moisture with this thing at all. And then on Wednesday, throughout the day on Wednesday into Thursday night, high pressure settles right over northern Illinois. High settles south. Next front is way out in the western part of the country, so we'll be in great shape. Look for a high in the low 50s for us tomorrow. 54 in St. Louis, Nashville with 58, up in Chicago 44. So this evening's forecast: clear skies, 34 at 11. Clear, I guess we could call it cold overnight. 28 will be our low temperature. By 8 o'clock in the morning, up to 29, mostly sunny. Sunny in the afternoon tomorrow, milder. High will come in at 52. We'll have a southwest wind about 10 miles an hour. Then partly cloudy tomorrow night. Our extended forecast will illustrate mild temperatures all the way through the period. Next chance for some showers appears right now to be on Saturday for us, but temperatures all in all fairly mild for this time of year, so we're kind of going the other way around the horn here. Kind of bonus city there, I guess.
Our newsroom is crowded with ornaments. This is fragrant. Smell that.
Oh, I was going to say, it almost looks like something you could eat there. I could, you know me, this time of night, I could eat this thing. You know, oh, it's beeswax?
Maybe not.
I don't think I want that. I'd be humming around the newsroom. Anyway.
Isn't that neat?
Go ahead.
Well, the newsroom really is packed with ornaments. We have some very, very special ones we wanted to show you. This one is from a 10-year-old child, Caitlin Wild, Riley Children's Hospital. Isn't that beautiful? And look at this. We got a whole box full of these little manger scenes. These were made by 3-year-olds. Isn't that spectacular? And let me turn this over here. This is from the King of Glory Lutheran Church Preschool. So special.
Yeah, this beeswax made by Becky Mokus, by the way, sent in by Connie Stover. Connie Stover, and they want to benefit the care center here in Indianapolis. So, and they give us a contact name. But this is really pretty neat. This is.
Now, unfortunately, this is the last day to turn in your ornaments for our Christmas trees project. The charities we draw will receive a Christmas tree from Altum's, a Marsh food basket, and a $250 JCPenney gift certificate, and they will then pass those gifts on to a very needy family. Thanks for taking part.
A familiar face is the new leader of IPS. The school board elected Pat Pritchard to the superintendent's job on Saturday. He will take over at the end of the month. Pritchard started with IPS as a teacher 28 years ago. Since then, he's held numerous administrative jobs. Pritchard vows to mend fences while continuing the educational reforms already underway.
The biggest issue, though, that is facing us right now is bringing all the stakeholders to the table together. We've had a lot of people that, have been critical of the school system, and we need to have open, honest dialogue with those folks.
Esperanza Zendejas is finishing her last week on the job this week. Although her last official day is December 27th, she will be on vacation after Friday.
New on the Night Beat, a local congregation holds a special service tonight, a service in memory of an Indianapolis minister and his wife brutally murdered in their home 10 days before Christmas. And tonight, the Colts and city leaders huddle. They'll make an important pitch that could keep the Colts in town. Witness what happens tonight on the Night Beat at 10 on Indy TV and at 11 here on Channel 13. Both stories we told you about earlier in our newscast, and we'll have the follow-ups tonight.
Well, you know what time of year it is.
Yes.
It's that time of year when all good boys and girls are watching for Santa Dave, and he's back in town.
And the Pacers play across the border. Sports next.
Tonight, you can't imagine the pain that strikes 1 in 5 seniors.
I didn't want to do anything.
But now, some new ways to cure those in need.
It can be treated.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Well, the French fries with gravy and the warm Coke are not going to slow down the Pacers tonight.
We were just getting an education across the border in Canada. They really have gravy with their French fries?
I know. Can you believe it?
Go figure.
Man, I stick to mug and bun tenderloin sandwiches and Indiana French fries. Gravy, what is that all about? Wow. Hey, good evening to you. By winning 8 out of their last 10, the Pacers, one of the hottest teams in the NBA. Indiana will cross the border to face Toronto tonight. Birds boys are going to work. They never lost to the Raptors in Toronto. Mark Jackson setting the table, 44 assists and 1 turnover. That's the best in the NBA last week. And Rick Smith has been getting the job done inside, along with Chris Mullin and company. But with the Knicks in town Wednesday, will the Pacers look past Toronto?
No, I didn't know who we played past Toronto, so I haven't. Toronto is one of those games that we just got to go out there and win. I mean, as Coach said earlier, it'd be embarrassing to lose that. After you've beaten such great teams as Miami and Chicago early in the season, we got to get these kind of games.
We'll see how the Pacers do tonight. Coming up on the night beat. You guys talking about that hairdo over there? It's been a while since Purdue basketball and football both made it into the national rankings at the same time. In fact, the last time both programs landed in the top 25, it was 1984. The 18th ranked football team is bowl bound. Gene Katie's kids holding their own at number 8 in the basketball scene. This week, the Boilers held off San Francisco to win the Boilermaker Invitational. They will stay at number 8 in this week's poll. They are 8-2. Purdue will play at Market Square Arena this Saturday against number 10 Xavier. North Carolina is the new number 1 team in the nation because Duke fell to Michigan on Saturday. Well, you know what? Everything went so well for the Colts yesterday, they got an extra day off. That's a good deal. A fantastic win at the RCA Dome yesterday. Jim Harbaugh with a career day. 4 touchdowns and a 41-0 blowout over Miami. Can you believe that? It's a game that number 4 will never forget.
I had 4 touchdown passes, high school, college, Pee-wee, or pro, so it was fun to do. I don't know. It was a very enjoyable game. I mean, last time we played Miami, some of the Miami press said it was no mas. I guess today it was just mas.
Jim said he thought of that line when he was on the sidelines yesterday with some time left in the game. Pretty good job there, Jimmy. Hey, the Yuletide spirit has swept the Channel 13 sports department. Santa Dave is here to grant some Christmas cheer. Last year we tried to bring some smiles to good boys and girls across the area. Connie Merrick won last year's grand prize. You want to go to the Pacer game tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Connie, you're on. Here's 6 tickets to the game tomorrow night. How you like that? You're speechless! Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
What do you want for, yeah, all right. What do you want for your sports Christmas, huh? Right here, drop me a line, Santa Dave, 1000 North Meridian, Indianapolis, or you can jump on the old computer, www.WTHR.com, and we will draw the winner and talk about the winner next Monday. So be creative. We'll pick a winner next Monday.
You know, Connie really enjoyed it, but that dog was just barking at him. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dog just barking and barking.
That
Did
was
not
very
like me.
sweet.
Thanks, Dave.
Forecast.
I was just thinking, how about a Michael Jordan baseball?
Hey, does that would be tough to get a hold of, Bob?
Is that throwing you a curve or not? Take a look at what we have going on. It's going to be chilly again through the overnight. 28 will be our low temperature here, upper 20s around the region. Then tomorrow in the afternoon, we're going to bust into the 50s with plenty of sunshine. Got to look for the sunshine
All right.
again.
And we're going to bust out of here right now, but we'll see you again tonight at 11.
Good night.
Coverage you can count on continues tonight at 10 on NDTV and tonight at 11 on Channel 13 Eyewitness News Night Beat.
For morning news, there's only one place that makes you an eyewitness.
Right here, Channel 13. For weather reports that won't keep you guessing.
Stay right here on Channel 13.
For a drive-in without all the tie-ups.
Get it all right here on Channel 13.
Wake up to Eyewitness News Sunrise.
Welcome back to Sunrise. I'm Bruce Cox.
And I'm Pat Carly. Followed by Today every weekday. It all starts at 5 a.m.
For morning news coverage you can count on Eyewitness News Sunrise. Only on Channel 13.
Da-da-doo.